this intriguing bit from Iran, of all countries, about help in the fight against ISIS. The BBC is reporting that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has authorized his military to cooperate with Iraq and the Kurds and the United States to try to defeat ISIS terrorists. And as it happens, the president of Iraq hinted at something quite similar in an interview with CNN's Christiane Amanpour.
And it's extraordinary that everybody is working together like this.
This is correct. And in my opinion, the countries in the region, particularly the neighboring countries of Iraq, they are supposed to form some kind of cooperation as among them and also with the United States in that regard.
So Fareed Zakaria back with me today, and we so appreciate it, host of Fareed Zakaria GPS Sunday mornings. But when you hear that the Ayatollah is saying this now, how significant is this?
Well, that's the most significant piece of all of this, that the Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran, would say it. It suggests a couple of things. One, that they are very worried about ISIS. Two, that their attitudes toward the United States are softening. But perhaps most importantly, Iran is very pragmatic, is very practical. You know, we always think of them as these kind of mystical revolutionaries because they wear turbans and have big beards. But the funny thing is, this foreign policy of the Iranian regime has been very pragmatic. Their goal is to defend Iran, its interests. They'll ally with whom they need to. They'll oppose whomever they need to. In Afghanistan, people forget, but right after 9/11, when we toppled the Taliban, Iran cooperated with the United States. Here again, what they're saying is, look, we have the same interests and the same common enemy. We'll work with you guys. In an odd way, we have more trouble than the Iranians do.
Working with people, working together. It's interesting you bring up 9/11, and we've all read your piece in the Washington Post, Why They Still Hate Us 13 years later, and just, you know, what you wrote then, your observations in the 13 years since when it comes to these terrorists. What is your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway, the biggest mistake I made, or the thing I didn't see, was, you know, these countries are really fragile. So you talk about, okay, bringing democracy or getting rid of a bad guy, and you get rid of the dictator. You get Libya, Egypt, Syria, Iraq. But what ends up being true is there's nothing beneath it. Those guys have made sure, in a sense, that there's no civil society, there's no society. In some cases, there's not even a nation. And what we're seeing in places like Iraq, like Syria, like Libya, when the order goes away, people don't think of themselves anymore as Libyans or Iraqis. They think of themselves as Sunnis, as Shia. They reach back for an older identity, not the national identity. And remember, many of these countries were created only 100 years ago by the British and French. So I think that I didn't recognize just how fragile these places were. And of course, we're living with that reality. If you look at what's happened and why ISIS has risen, it's mainly because there was a power vacuum, there was chaos, there were these badlands, and into these badlands stepped ISIS.
But what seems so different with ISIS, you have all these other terrorist organizations, but with this case specifically, a lot of people seem to demonize the enemy. But you have ISIS here, and this is just another point I wanted to bring up with you. ISIS itself is saying, yes, we are evil. It's like they're self-demonizing. So just what do you think of that observation, A, and B, given that, how do you see this heading, their group?
It's a very important point. You know, how do you want to deal with somebody like that? I do worry that we are playing into their game.
How do you mean?
Osama bin Laden said something in one of his old videotapes. He said, you know, our strategy has to be, we wave the flag of jihad and call it Al-Qaeda anywhere in the world, and that'll get the American generals to come running to fight us. In other words, a lot of this is bait.
Bring it on, they're saying.
I hate to say this, but this is, you know, the gruesome execution videos, all this stuff is designed to, first of all, make them important. Now everybody's talking about ISIS, they've become huge figures, but also to goad us into a fight, to get us, you know, in a situation where we go into Syria, we go into Iraq, we get trapped. And I think we've got to be careful. Of course you have to respond, of course but let's make sure that the United States does this in a manner of its choosing, at a time of its choosing, when the United States has the proper intelligence and capacity. Just the fact that they keep saying, come on, let's have a fight, doesn't mean we have to, you know, we have to agree to that.
Fareed Zakaria, thank you so much.